everybody, and welcome back. Getting ready for AVGL Summer Series Week 5. We got your St. Clair Saints Green squad versus Purdue University A squad. This should be interesting. My name is Nicholas Kermit Mlosh. Beside me here is Dan Banner, also known as Danners. How you doing?
Doing well, and of course we have the action just about to get underway. We don't have to worry about these teams showing up. Everybody just hopped into the lobby right here, right now, so we'll be getting into it in just a moment. But of course, these two teams, on paper, this one should be an absolute banger because, of course, Purdue, currently flawless here in this AVGL season so far. Currently sitting 4-0, and of course, we're Saints sitting at 3-1. Unfortunately, couldn't play the last game of their series, so that's why we're down one game or with the one loss. But still, with both of these teams on full power, this should be a crazy matchup.
Yeah, so I was going to introduce our rosters, but it looks like for Purdue, they have a different player here. They have Swan, Jack.
Okay.
Oh no, Jack and Enchanted. I had Jack in there, but it's Swan this game. And then, you know your Saints team. We have Nitrix, Ramen, and Spoons. So, pretty solid squad there. I'm excited to see how it is, as it has been back and forth game so far.
Yeah, we know Spooge is going to be absolutely warmed up, ready to go. Of course, for the OCRS, he is on the gold roster. So he was all warmed up, ready for the game that was supposed to happen an hour ago, which unfortunately ended up being a forfeit win. But, of course, he's already warmed up, practice, and ready to strike here versus this Purdue squad. As, of course, like you were mentioning, a bit of a back and forth to start things off, and Swan isn't afraid to get a little feisty to start things off here.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that other teams are good at. And Jask with the redirect there, a little tip-in with the assist by Swan. That's just like a nice little redirect there. And Spoods not being able to, unfortunately, get there. So Purdue University takes a 1-0 lead.
Definitely beautifully done. Initially there, that shot from Swan, it looked essentially harmless. It was going over to the side. Don't have to worry about it too much. But then, of course, Jask with the redirect. And speaking of a little bit of a shot that looked a little harmless, all of a sudden now it's going to be the pass from Nitrix off to Ramen. Just again, these little backboard plays can come in huge as Ramen going to tie this up nice and quick.
Yeah, that was an awkward bounce between Ramen and was it Enchanted that he tipped it off of? It was a weird pinch that sent it out in front of the net.
Yeah, Nitrix and Enchanted, I think, both just kind of sent it towards the wall, and it just unfortunately led it right into the middle of the crease. Ramen, thank you very much. I'll pick that up, why don't we? As we hop on back into this one.
Yeah, and you know, St. Clair, it seems as when they get scored on, they come back right away within 10 seconds to tie up a game. And I mean, if you're a Saints fan, that's good and all. And it's good to see as nobody's back right here. And Enchanted gets the shot and Ramen.
Beautiful.
Gets the shot on goal and Ramen not in the right position.
I mean, absolutely calculated, I suppose, here from Purdue. Ramen, unfortunately, going to end up backing it up. Because, again, this is like 3 goals based off of very awkward backboard bounces. And this is exactly why coaches like Coach Mike for a real deal, he's always saying, just go to the backboard. You never know what can happen once you get it there. It's consistently a playmaker. It is basically your 4th teammate here on the Rocket League field, and we see exactly why. Whether it's setting up for a pass or whether it's accidentally intercepting a pass, sometimes can really put you in the right foot or the wrong foot, but that's going to be, oh my god, Ramen, I thought that was going in, but a beautiful save.
Yeah, Saints are getting scrambly to get that out as Spoods is going to send that up, but that's going to be redirected into the corner as so far it's been a very close game. And I mean, another save there by Jask, I believe that was. So it's just back and forth game. Both defenses are playing great. Both teams had some amazing saves.
Yeah, teams have some amazing saves, but of course Saints trying to get themselves back into this one. Purdue answering that tying goal so quickly. Doesn't really let Saints get themselves a whole heck of a lot of momentum. We do see the slow ball going through the crease. Awkward bounce there. Nitrix getting himself this sneaky, sneaky little shot. But unfortunately going to be bounced off the crossbar. Ramen into the background. Has it in the corner of the Purdue zone. Jask going to try and clear. And it looks like he's successfully going to be able to do so all the way to Spoods.
Yeah, Spoot's gonna work with his backboard there. Gonna get another rebound, but nothing's gonna happen. Swan's gonna try and air dribble this into the net. Gets a shot, but Ramen making sure that is, but nobody's there. Oh, and he almost had a goal, but the post was there to make it save.
Tell you what, these rebounds, Purdue have been absolutely fantastic at finding them so far here in this first game. Another shot on target. Nitrix going to be forced to redirect. Jask, though, redirects it, and Swan, he was a little bit too far off to the side, and that actually could have been dangerous there for Purdue. Saints had the opportunity to get a breakout going, but was intercepted there by Enchanted eventually. Ramen not going to get too clean in that one. Going to take Jask out, hoping that ended up being a breakout opportunity and the goalie would have been taken down, but just gets cleared right back into the St. Clair zone. Enchanted putting on pressure.
Yeah, Saints have less than a minute to tie this thing up, and I mean the pressure that Purdue has been put on. This is going to drop in front of the net, but nobody's there to put that away. So Saints still has a chance to tie this. 40 seconds left, so they don't have much time, but yeah, I mean, as long as there's time up on the clock, there's some time to do this. But again, they need to take a breather and try to get this one into the Purdue's end.
I mean, we basically had 3 goals within a minute, and then it's been dead silent ever since. And the Saints just looking for one more within these last 20 seconds. Like you're saying, definitely possible, and this could be the opportunity here. Nitrix going to take this into the Purdue zone, forcing Enchanted to make the stop. And I love this little pop fly all the way up into the skies in the midfield zone, basically like not a threat to anybody, just killing time. Jask just looking to make it hit that ground one more time. Nicely done. Purdue going to finish this first game off. Just textbook Rocket League, to be fair, and they're going to take the lead here in the series.
Yeah, it was scoring, and then nothing. Both great defense. I mean, Saints had 7 shots, and it was pretty close in shots. 5 shots for Purdue, so can't be too mad at how both teams are playing. The defense right now from both teams is outstanding. Some spectacular saves.
And, of course, goals are there for that one. Ramen got the one for the Saints, but then, of course, Jaska and Swan both finding themselves on the goal feed this time by. And, of course, just in such quick fashion. Now, the Saints Green Squad, they have one game under their belt, and it's possibility going to line itself up to what our older Rocket League teams used to do all the time, which they would oftentimes drop maybe game 1 or game 2. And then all of a sudden just come back swinging once they were put into the hot seat. I know this was a tradition that like Endeavor, Kamal, and Garashi used to do to me all the time and give me a massive heart attack, but we'll have to see if that's going to be the case or if Game 2 will be the opportunity for the Saints to flick the switch of sorts and start getting aggressive. Yeah,
as you can see, a passing play trying to develop there. As that's going to be a shot on goal, but Spoods is there to make the save. That was a wide open net, and a passing play coming from Ramen, but Nitrix can't make the play, can't finish it.
That was such a stretched pass. It was so close, but Nitrix, of course, just a little bit short. Unfortunate pass, however. Again, these corners are dangerous, and this is exactly why. Enchanted is going to score off this. Nitrix does make the initial save, but unfortunately, the angle was just not strong enough. Directly back into the line of fire, and Enchanted going to get himself on the board.
Yeah, I think he definitely wanted to get a little deeper in the corner, try to angle that. That's going to be kicked off a shot, but Nitrix is there to make the save. As the offensive pressure coming from Purdue is something that, not that I wasn't expecting, but man, they're playing a lot better than I was thinking.
I was about to say the same thing. We knew this Purdue University squad was good, but at the same time, I didn't expect them to be as good as they were showing so far here in this game. Relatively safe defensively while also finding some very strong offensive opportunities. Awkward angle shot coming out here from Nitrix was on target, but Enchanted going to push that one aside. Going to take this out for himself. He does have the flip reset, I think. Maybe not enough boost. No, he had no boost to actually make it happen, however. So back into Purdue zone. Swan now going to take it a little bit in the tank to try and make the play. Drop shot. Hello, Swan. Beautifully done. Tucks it right at the right-hand side. Nice solo effort.
Oh, man. That is just, you got the flip reset. And, I mean, magic happens when you get the flip reset. And, I mean, that's exactly what you just watched. Just pure beautiful.
You can see Ramen in that case there is flipping backwards, trying to just reach out and get a tire on it or something, but no dice this time by. However, Saints going to put the pressure right back onto Purdue to try and get this one at least a little bit closer on the score sheet. Ramen in the corner with it, but Swan coming in hot. Ball's going to drop into the crease, but no Saints are there to try and interfere with it as of this moment. It's going to be completely cleared. The defense is not quite in position, and that is going to be a perfect play coming out here from Purdue University, really giving Saints a hurt here in this one. The pass from Enchanted initially was looking like a shot off the post, but it went right to Swan, and that's exactly what Purdue wanted to do, to put one more on the board. 3 goals in 2 minutes. This is looking rough for the St. Clair Green team.
Yeah, so they do have a little bit of time to come back, but again, they need to get the ball out of the zone, as when they've been touching the ball, they're not getting a lot of contact, so they're not that powerful. So like you've seen on the first goal, where try to hit it into the corner, it just sends it out front.
Where's the beat?
There, and nobody's there on bad rotation, and Jask is going to get himself on the board.
And there we go. Again, I think the Saints just kind of caught themselves in a position where there was, frankly, too much offense going on. I don't think there was a demolition or anything that happened either. So just Saints caught with blown tires, I suppose, and just left to the wayside. Game 2 looking like a wash here, as Purdue's slowly going to run away with this. That being said, though, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, while improbable, it is possible. I know we can say it's time and time again, but with the way that Purdue is playing, it does not look like they are going to let things up. Saints need to really switch something up in order to get themselves back into this one if they want any chance.
Yeah, they definitely doesn't seem like they're playing like themselves like they're normally. I don't know if they changed up. As I say that, Spoon with the aerial.
Sometimes it just takes one, and it's going to be able to bring it in himself. Sure, Jask got himself the finishing blow, but he was just trying to get there to make the save. But Spoods is going to try and put the Saints on his back here, or on the front bumper, rather, and just push it right into the net himself. So still doable, especially off a face-off like that. That could have actually been very dangerous, but Jask is there to make the save.
Yeah, Nitrix, not a weird spot there in the corner of the net. I know that's messed me up a few times, but there's an open net. Nobody's there. Oh, and Spoods gets to try to get it out, but Enchanted's there to keep it in the zone. The offense coming from Purdue right now is just unbelievable. The pressure, the shots on goal, and the consistency as St. Clair tries to get some passing plays going, just not there.
Loose. Very loose, and okay, just brute force it, why don't we? Spoods coming in clutch, doesn't care. The defender has the ball. We see Enchanted had it on his roof, but in a very awkward position, and Spoods is just going to plow through him and just make sure that he can make that ball cross the line. It was not fast, it was not pretty, but it's in the back of the net nonetheless, and to be fair, that is all that matters. Saints are within 2.
So now you just went from being down 0-4-0, and now you're within 2 goals. So now you got a little bit more hope. Spoods gets a shot, but that was a big save coming from Jack.
Another one, though. Enchanted going to stop Ramen as he was coming in hot. Spoods, though, he dekes out one, looking for the other. Jask not going to fall for it, however. Back into the St. Clair zone we go with a minute left on the clock. Jask's going to try and find maybe a little bit of extra insurance, and a very close opportunity. Rebound, going to be saved by Ramen. Can he find one of his Saints members? He pops it downfield where Spoods, he's looking for the hat trick to try and get his team within 1, and it's going to be denied by Swan. And this unfortunate miss from Ramen is going to be costly. Enchanted going to be finding himself his 2nd goal after the aerial must have got redirected or something. Okay, sure enough, it was the member of Purdue who stopped the jump, and honestly, beautifully done in its own regard to make sure that play happened.
Yeah, so now you back down 3 goals, and that was a beautiful play by Purdue. I think that was Jask that made that. Hit the player instead of the ball, and guaranteed a goal right there. And I mean, Saints need to score every 10 seconds, which it doesn't look good for Saints. So a reverse sweep is most likely going to have to happen if Saints want to, go up 4-1 in the season. But again, Purdue is a very strong team, and the offense is really good.
Yeah, of course, not quite done, but as the time is ticking down, this one is pretty much out of reach here. Saints, while getting a little bit of a momentum boost about midway through this game, getting themselves 2 on the board, are going to be shut down here. And once again, Purdue doing exactly what they need to do, not wasting any time in the skies. They just want this ball to hit the ground and move over to the next one. The Saints going to have to do the reverse sweep like you were saying, and definitely a tough task. We need to channel the energies of Saints teams of old. Chanting to, of course, like Kamal Garashi and Endeavor to bring this reverse sweep power, because I feel like they were the team that kept on doing it the craziest in like last semester's with last semester's squad. But I guess we'll have to see how this Saints green roster can pull it off. Nitrix, Ramen, and Spoods ready to hit the field possibly one more time, unless they can make this reverse sweep happen. But Purdue has been absolutely killing it so far in this game in their own right, so this will be tough.
Yeah, at least one thing they can go into this game knowing that they didn't get shut out last game, so even scoring 2 goals there, it's a little bit of relief knowing that you can score on Purdue, but again, they're going to have to play a lot better defense and, you know, shut down those opportunities from Purdue.
Yeah, we're just watching out for the opportunities, and then there's been many times where they've tried to make plays and they whiffed on it, but not this time. I love the adjustment here from Nitrix, and they're going to get their first lead of this series. Ramen, again, backboard, and there's Nitrix. Right off the left-hand side, puts it in. Nobody home on the side of Purdue. What a way to start off Game 3. It looks like Saints have come to play.
Yeah, that's one thing. We'll see how they do with the lead here. I mean,
that bounce.
That's going to be another shot, and that's going to be on the line. Nobody's there to put it away, and Spoods is there to give Saints a 2-0 lead.
That pinch from Ramen up against Jask was absolutely ridiculous. Could not have planned it to go better in regards to going towards the net, unless it actually just went into the net directly. But thankfully there for the Saints, getting a little bit of extra insurance because Spoods reacts to the play accordingly and puts it on through. It even caught Purdue by surprise. Nobody was ready to make that save. And good job on Spoods to get there in time.
Yeah, it's definitely unexpected goal. Spoods did rotate back to net. This is going to drop down almost in front, but Swan's going to take that away. So Saints with a 2-0 lead, under a minute in. So that's one thing you need to do. Starting a reverse sweep is score a couple of goals first as Nitrix. Gonna try to get a double touch here, and big save by Jask.
Saints have to make sure they actually get back, however. We've seen them do, like time and time again, these tic-tac-toe plays, get everybody involved, which is absolutely fantastic, but can you get back on defense in time? And it's not going to be the case. Saints are going to get punished for it. Jask with the beautiful finishing job after Swan just sets him up right into the top of the crease. And the Saints only up by 1 now. Purdue lurking in the shadows, ready to take this lead back.
Yeah, it doesn't take much with a 2-goal lead. It's especially Rocket League, how fast-paced it is, and it can change in an instant. Ramen puts it in the back of the net. They are all on the board, if I'm not mistaken.
Do believe you are correct, and just what a setup there from Nitrix. Did he get all of it off the backboard? No, not necessarily, but because the way the ball bounced off the roof, it went directly into the crease. Basically the perfect pass, perfect setup, and now once again, 2-goal lead back into the pocket of the Saints, but still so much time on the clock. We've seen how the Saints nearly brought a big lead back into game number 2, but can Purdue do the same? And this is not a 4-goal lead, it's only by 2. How much longer can the Saints hold off here?
Yeah, there's one thing Saints have to do is win those one-on-one battles, and if you mess up on a one-on-one battle, that could unfortunately end your night. But as they try to get more possession, offensive possession here, that's going to be a center. But again, Jask is there to kick it away.
Yeah, again, the offensive opportunity almost leads to a counterattack from Purdue. Swan getting the shot, but it was stopped by Spoods. Nitrix going to put it down nicely. It wasn't his own crease, but at least it was at a decent enough angle to keep it away. Loose ball still in the Saints' crease, but it is going to be cleared. Nitrix has an opportunity for a shot, but Enchanted is there to make sure it doesn't get any closer. That being said, back into the Saints zone. Spoods off to Ramen, crossing the midfield zone. Ball where the pass goes a little bit stray, however. So now it's going to get picked up by Purdue, and now picked up by Saints again. Let's see what they can do with it as it takes to the skies.
Yeah, that play was read by, I believe that was Enchanted. So Saints gonna try to just keep the ball out of their end as much as possible. Nitrix trying to do something a little bit fancy, but you know, it's not exactly what you want to do versus a team like Purdue. You just want to make sure you get good contact. As Purdue almost gets a shot, but Nitrix kicks it away.
That's just it. You might find yourself with somewhat solid contact, but did you actually hit it hard? And it's sometimes you can hit it as square as you want, but if it's just like a little flopper, then there is absolutely nothing you can do. Shot on target, however. Spood's going to try and flip it up, but Jask going to make the save. And Ramen would try to make another shot for himself, but gets demoed in the process, which means it's going to be the attack now here for Purdue. Spood's trying to bring it out. He's going to demo Swan in the process. This could be the opportunity. Ramen, after getting demoed himself, going to try and get himself back into the offensive side of the field. Pass it off to Nitrix, but it's going to be stopped here. Enchanted. Actually, nicely done there from Spoods. He just dealt with Swan and Enchanted all by himself. Send them both flying, giving one more shot opportunity, forcing Jask to make the save.
Yeah, you can see there, I believe that was Dudes trying to make a play by himself off the board, but that was redirected. As there's a minute left, they send that out into the no-go zone, but oh, they're lucky. They are lucky that Purdue wasn't there to take advantage.
Loki held my breath on that one because yeah, I was going straight through the Saints' own crease, but at least they made contact with it quick enough that it didn't end up being dangerous. Just about 35 seconds left on the clock, and the Saints will be breaking this into a Game 4.
Well, you're hoping to. There's still 30 seconds left, so there's still a little bit of time. And, I mean, Saints have to be playing the way they did this game in order to make a comeback. As they get a shot on goal, and Nitrix makes save to keep a 2-goal lead as there's only 15 seconds left.
A very close one, but with 10 seconds left to go, Saints should be able to pull through this one. As we continue on, 5 seconds left to go, and okay, there we go. Sure enough, Saints are going to be bringing this to a Game 4, keeping themselves in this one, stopping the streak here from Purdue, and at least putting themselves into a position to maybe possibly make that reverse sweep.
Yeah, you know what? It only takes one game, and that could switch around a whole series, as the offense from St. Clair has just been, it was ridiculously good how many shots they got that game and how well they played defense. Is that they need to keep that up, and I believe they had 14 shots that
14
game,
to 6.
So, oh, there you go. So the offense was working that game. So if they can keep that up, they can definitely reel this back in.
Yeah, it was working, and it worked early, which was extremely important, I think, in that game too. Like, they came off the bell and basically instantly had themselves a lead, had themselves in at least a little bit of control as we're about to hop into game number 4. Let's see if they can try to do this again. But that face-off was actually extremely dangerous there for St. Clair, but it is going to allow Nitrix to kind of get a start on it.
Yeah, they're going to try to do something here. Nitrix gets the demo. That was Swan. I was thinking that was a Saints player. I'm like, oh, he dropped it down right in front of the net.
Oh.
Swan again, there to make a save. So he went from almost scoring a goal to saving a goal.
Coming in clutch so far here for Purdue. However, Saints still have the ball in the Purdue zone. Swan going to try and clear this off with Jask. Pop fly into the center. Enchanted now. Going to look to try to make a play. Spood's going to push him aside for at least a moment. Ramen to Nitrix. Over to Spood. Spood's in the corner with it off the backboard. Going to get interfered with from corner to corner here. Still in the Purdue zone. Enchanted gets messed with. There's Spood's in the center, but he's not going to be able to beat out Swan. And he's going to carry it off into the Saints zone.
Yeah, Josh is going to get a shot off here, but that's going to be Spoods to kick that off to the side. Another chance. That's not good contact coming from Saints. They're going to do a couple passing plays and a big save by Ramen.
Eden just barely caught himself a fender on that one, and it was just the perfect angle off to the side. Nicely done, almost like a hockey goalie's butterfly style. Just push the pad off and push it into the side. Keep it nice and safe for at least a moment. Now, back into the Purdue zone for at least a moment here. Enchanted going to get past one, but he's not going to get past Nitrix. who does have control of it for a second. Back to Ramen. Centering pass is going to be stopped by Jask, but now Spoods is in the center to try and keep this in just a little bit longer, but Enchanted has other plans.
The rotation from St. Clair right now is on spot. As I say that, it doesn't look like anybody's back, and thank God there was. So they have been... The offense from both teams this game is looking like game number one, and I mean, same with the defense. Both teams have been really good, and I mean, the offensive pressure coming from Purdue as they get the ball again in St. Clair's end. St. Clair looks like you're playing desperate.
Maybe just a little bit, as we now see the Saints trying to get it out of their own zone. Nice little pop-up there from Enchanted to at least put it into the Saints' crease, but it is going to get carried out for about halfway through this game, constantly scoreless, at least as of this moment here. Back and forth. This one might be decided by just one at this rate, and we'll have to see if the Saints are in the right place at the right time. I like that little backup. He just made sure he was going to get hit by the opposing squad. Shot goes wide, however. It's going to force Nitrix to go into the corner himself and try to brute force this into the center. Not going to end up working, however. Swan going to carry this one back up off the rooftop, looking for Jask. Jask is going to get a piece of it, but the shot does get messed with ever so slightly. So now it's Spoods in the Saints zone.
Spoods just made a mistake there, and thank God it hit off the backboard. Nitrix is going to try to take advantage of this. That's a shot on goal and a big save by Jask. Spoods is going to keep the pressure on as they only have two players right now. Nitrix did get demoed. As Enchanted is going to slow this down. They drop it in front of their net, but nobody's there to take advantage from the Saints.
And back into the St. Clair zone where we do see Spoods takes the skies, but Jask just takes the player. But then, all of a sudden, awkward shot angle here coming from Nitrix would have been on target, but Swan forced to make a save. A little bit of goaltender interference after there from Nitrix. Try and mess with them ever so slightly. Spoods looks for the centering pass, going to get messed with as well. Back into the corner of the Purdue zone where we do see Jask ready to make a play. Tries to put it forward, not quite going to find it, however. Ramen upfield, but nobody home there from the Saints to try and follow up on it. So we're back into the St. Clair zone. We have Spoods trying to get some contact on it. Enchanted tries to take a shot off of a missed dribble, but it's not going to go towards the net. So we're just kind of back and forth. This has been the closest one so far in this series, and the Saints are the ones with the game on the line. A very intense moment here for the Saints green.
Yeah, Saints definitely need to make more contact, as again, nobody's back there. And Nitrix is there to keep it away from the center of the net, as that's going to be another shot on goal, but it's just left of the post. And the shots coming from Purdue are quality and are on target. So St. Clair needs something special to happen here, as there's only 30 seconds left.
Anytime I see the ball fly through the crease, I'm holding my breath at this point, because just any redirect, any sort of angle can just stop that and mess with the goaltenders. We have 10 seconds left until possibly an overtime, but a shot is on target. It hits the post. 3 Saints are up on the attack, though, for a last-ditch effort. Is somebody back? Okay, somebody did go back. They aren't going to all in on this one, and honestly, thankfully, because God knows what could have happened within the last couple seconds.
This is exactly the type of game I was thinking of, as it flicks it too high, but they're going to get another shot, and it's again too high.
That's it.
And nobody's there. Nobody from Saints could clear the ball. That was a whiff by both players.
That was the tic-tac-toe gone right. Granted, you had the crossbar really assisting you with that one there, but Purdue doing exactly what they needed to do. They wasted absolutely no time finishing off the Saints here in overtime, and that is going to hand St. Clair Saints green their second loss of the season, as they are now going to fall to Purdue University A, which, granted, very strong team in their own right. So there's a reason why they were 4-0. And they're going to keep on pushing here, going 5-0. Going to be someone we're going to have to keep an eye out for later on in the season, especially if Green gets the opportunity to get the rematch, or does Gold get to play them? Because, of course, we're in the same division, we're in the same league. That very well could be a thing as well. So, unfortunately, there for Saints Green, going to be falling here today. But there were definitely some improvements and some adjustments going on throughout that game.
If you paid attention last year, last season, last semester, fall, spring, whatever it is, Purdue looked almost exactly like Durham College. And Durham was one of the best teams in both leagues that we played in last year. So expect good things from Purdue. And if you're a Purdue fan, you know that you got a great squad.
Absolutely, off to a fantastic start in their own right. Going to keep on pushing here. Maybe with the current record, they'll end up playing golds, but we'll have to see. Of course, this is still Swiss format. We still have a couple more matches in the regular season, I do believe. Going to double check and see if I can see how many exactly. Not quite. I don't quite have that information available, but still, maybe a couple more weeks of action here in the AVGL Summer Series. And that being said, Saints are still in the upper half. Like, sure, like with everything that happens last week to go 3-1. It happens to the best of us. Then Purdue, again, this is not a team that you can get upset for losing to. This was a very, very strong squad. So now we're still on the positive half of the standings, and there's still plenty of room to work with to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think we can. You got to regroup, refocus. That game, tough game. That's if they didn't give up the first game there, it would have been a great series. But unfortunately, there's a few mistakes there that they need to rewatch and review, and correct those for next game. But altogether, it was a great game, especially that game number 5 or game number 4.
Absolutely. Now, before we do close things off, I do want to give a couple thank yous, of course, first off to everybody for tuning in, especially if you've been tuning in from 8 o'clock. Thank you for sticking around with us here for the matchup here tonight. And then, of course, we still have plenty more where that came from, of course, as looking at the schedule, of course, we were just here for the Thursday matchup at 8 o'clock, but then tomorrow, as of right now anyway, we could be playing Humber College on Friday here at 8 o'clock. That might get switched. Of course, make sure you're followed on Twitter to make sure you get the proper one if this does end up becoming a reschedule. Sounds like a little bit of a back and forth in regards to the scheduling dates. But then, of course, going into next week, Sunday, our Gold Squad goes up against Florida State University, one of their 5 teams in the league so far, but this one doing very well. Going to be a tough match. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to be our CCA matches. The CCA Summer Series continues. Our Gold Squad is currently 1-1. Had themselves quite the good showing in the college carball stream last night, to the point where I think the commentator was calling them the Canadian Wonder Boys or something like that, I believe, if I recall
Canadian
correctly.
Wonder Boys.
And then
that's exactly what they called them.
Yeah, 1-1-1 or lost 1, and we'll continue forth. I know one of the matchups on that schedule that I'm going to be definitely looking at, of course, is Northwood, which has been constantly a thorn on the side of St. Clair. There's always been kind of 2 thorns. There's been the Northwood thorn, which we just can't pull out because they just constantly keep poking us. Then there's Durham, which we have poked back before. We have beat them before, but they do have the better record on us over the past couple of years. And I know both these News Rocket League squads would absolutely love to take a shot at this Northwood squad nonetheless. But in regards to other esports titles, there is the chance at some Play versus Fortnite coming up in the next week. We'll get more information on that. I'm just awaiting the actual start dates. Of course, still plenty of action here for some collegiate esports here on the Saints Gaming CA channel. So if you've not done so already, make sure you follow us here on the Saints Gaming CA channel so you know when we go live.
Yeah, and you know what? A little secret here. If tomorrow's stream happens, you got your favorite Rocket League casters. You got Jackson, Deprived Brown, and myself casting that game. So if it happens, tune in.
I totally I didn't know exactly who was on the casting desk at some point, so I was really worried that this was going to turn into some self-deprecating humor. But no, okay, I'm glad you're on the desk for this one. And hey, I'm behind the scenes too, so everything's okay. But nonetheless, we will get back to you shortly on that one as soon as we know for sure what's happening with Humber. But if not, we will be catching you with the action again next week. Of course, my name's Dan Banner, and thankfully joined alongside by Nicholas Malosh once again here. Any final thoughts before we close out here tonight?
Oh, you know what? Both teams played great. I wish we would have seen the first game there at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately we didn't. But you know what? Good luck to Purdue again on moving throughout the season and into the playoffs. But I think they're going to be definitely a difficult team for anybody to beat, and I'm excited to watch some of their games.
Absolutely. Definitely a team to keep an eye on for sure at this point. But without further ado, we shall close out tonight thank you again for everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you possibly tomorrow, if not tomorrow, on Sunday for some more Rocket League.